Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is a game War in the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my play by email match against AsuRob. He's allied commander and for me it is the Empire of Japan. And yeah, Penai, I take here the second last base. So the Filipino forces are now officially surrounded and must surrender once I achieve a victory over them. And the B-10s out of Batavia trying to make a night strike against Palmbang again. But I have here now my Tojos and night cap. Not that they really achieve too much, but they make it unlikely that these bombers hit anything. Yeah. Coast of California, still no success. There was again a reaction west of Ceylon, but no navy engagement. So my task force tried to intercept, but failed to find the enemy. These are my torpedo bombers out of Palmbang, and I find here the enemy tanker fleet. All very small tankers, but I get both, so I guess they are dead anyway now. I throw also some bombs on this Dutch base force or fighting force. Because I have nothing else to do, I also let my carriers strike them to support my hopefully final attack on this base. So everything what is in Singapore will have an ground attack, but this is jungle, so I cannot really inflict too much damage. But the amount of bombs will now help me to pile up fatigue and disruption on the enemy. And this is the problem. I come too close to Colombo and risk here an enemy torpedo bomber attack. So I cannot really come this close to Colombo. And it looks like I missed the enemy fleet, they are escaping direction of Colombo. And I don't want really risk a crippled enemy or crippled cruiser or battleship in range of Colombo airbase. And I have nothing else nearby, so maybe better call them back. And this is now an airstrike out of Pago Pago, I would say, but I'm not so sure. There's maybe a small red line. Anyway, these are heavily escorted Dauntless 1s, so SBD1. So I think they can only carry 500-pound bombs and have a shorter range. Luckily I have here some zeros. And I can more or less kill all, but only one escape me. But this one gets killed by flak. So this airstrike gets completely wiped out. Good. Now some fighter bombers. P-39s. I also can force them to return to base. No strike. Here's a cruiser, mine layer, second one, and nothing else. So we have some action. The right amount of action for my side. So far victories. I sink enemy ships, but I can protect my own. Good afternoon. More tankers. Burning tanker is now crippled. Oh, there was a big British tanker. So I missed the biggest one and I only killed all of the smaller flights. No. These are the Dutch destroyers. I had an encounter some days ago. I try here. But I get no hit. No. 5,000 feet is normally standard altitude for search and horizontal attacks. But I don't know if my pilots are really well trained for this. And even if we have best skills, enemy destroyers, if they're not dead in the water, have still a very good chance to avoid this. More ground attacks. And here are SPD-3, so this must be carrier aircraft left here to strike me, but I have some zeros on cap. So I defend my hex. Also cargo ships used for tanker duty. And the Dut. And the big British tanker is escaping me again. All these tankers and cargo ships going down now. And this is the first time I approach or land on Java just in time to call it January 42. So next attempt. There's no way to escape now, but still casualties, but no victory. The battle for this resource mine, easy. These are all defeated units, no fresh fighting forces. Similar here with the Mongolian army, forcing the Chinese back. And my mixed brigade tried to reopen the supply lines to Xi'an. For some reason the Chinese can hold. But the Dutch units, at least one unit is destroyed here, south of Palmbang. The second one is still here in the hex. Second attempt to take over this resource island, and today it was successful. Too much stress, disruption was high, so the Dutch have to surrender. Landing north of Medan was also successful, no one here. So I cut the retreat road of the Medan garrison. And this looks also in my favor now, slowly but steadily. And I make a shock attack, because I think one unit is coming here over the river, not so sure. But this is this Burma scout unit. And they are retreating deep in the jungles. There's some attack value left, but not much. Yeah, that was a good turn. Many air victories, sinking some tanker cargo ships, maybe missing the very big one, but at least it was a success. So air losses 38-3. For me, 2 zeros engaged in air battles and Betty trying to sink a ship. For the allies, a lot of dive bombers. This is an older one, type 1 for training duty, but also Wildcats, the better one, this edition 3. And this is the A in the normal edition of Wildcats, so more guns, I think. Overall, yeah, good ratio. Plus, there was some ships going down, but most of them are small. This one was the biggest one. Oh no, not this one. That is a better tanker. Still slow and not an over crazy big capacity, but no, something. Out of my 2 or 3 airframes, I lost only 1 pilot. Okay. So I took also this mines resource center and without any damage. That is good. Resources are always in demand. And the rest was smaller engagement, nothing really too crazy. No major battle. Same here at north of Thailand. I defeated the British scouting force, forced them back into the jungle, but I will not really do anything more. Now I will go back to Bangkok and wait there and train my troops. Because my Thai forces are so early in the war, nothing really important. You can see they have no experience, no morale, and most of them are still disabled. So they are not more than a police force now. Taking here the base north of Medan. There's still this Medan garrison, but looks like there's really only 1 or 2 units. Defeating the 1 Dutch unit, the last one is escaping me. I'm already in the hex, there's still some motor launchers here. Who cares? I make my landing here, and here's the enemy airbase. So I have here my own air aviation equipment already here, plus some regiments or mixed brigades and fast tanks. And of course always a HQ to give coordination bonus and all of these buffs. And the rest is all fine here, nothing more to say, but you can see that my task force is approaching, is closing in to Darwin. And here, New Caledonian, nothing really else happened. I must still clear here some mines. There's some mines in Nomaya port. So I think my local minesweepers are coming. And here at Pago, I missed yesterday, or the day before yesterday, this big convoy, but I tried to lure out the enemy and this was successful. So there was a lot of airstrikes against my carrier fleet, and I was able to defeat them all, and I score a lot of hits. So my fighters are now stronger. I mean, at least more experienced. But I lost also at least somewhere a pilot. Oh yeah, this air wing lost the 1 pilot today. So I lost 1 airframe and the pilot. Also fatigue. But they gave a kill ratio of, say, 12-1. This is of course good. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.